Former President Donald Trump has thrust himself back into the center of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, issuing a stark ultimatum to Hamas release all Israeli hostages by Saturday afternoon or face annihilation. This dramatic declaration, delivered with Trump's signature blend of bluster and threat, has sent shockwaves through the region and beyond. It remains unclear whether Hamas, already reeling from weeks of conflict with Israel, will bow to Trump's demand or call his bluff. The stakes could not be higher. 76 Israelis, remnants of the hundreds seized in Hamas's October 7th incursion, remain captive. Their fate hangs in the balance, their families enduring an agonizing wait. Trump's intervention, while characteristically bold, injects a dangerous new element into an already volatile situation. Whether he possesses the leverage to enforce his ultimatum, or even intends to, is a matter of intense speculation. What is undeniable is the immediate impact of Trump's words. In Israel, Prime Minister Netanyahu has convened emergency meetings, while Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has placed the Israel Defense Forces on high alert. The fragile ceasefire, painstakingly negotiated to facilitate hostage exchanges, now teeters on the brink. A chorus of voices, from the United Nations to Arab League officials, has appealed for restraint, warning that Trump's bellicose rhetoric risks igniting a wider conflagration. Hamas, designated a terrorist organization by Israel, the United States, and the European Union, finds itself in a perilous position. The group, which governs the Gaza Strip, is grappling with the devastation wrought by weeks of Israeli airstrikes. Its infrastructure lies in ruins, its people facing a burgeoning humanitarian crisis. Against this backdrop, Trump's ultimatum presents an excruciating dilemma. Complying with Trump's demand would mean relinquishing a key bargaining chip, a lever to extract concessions from Israel. It would also expose Hamas to accusations of weakness, of capitulating to external pressure. Yet defiance carries its own set of risks, potentially inviting a catastrophic Israeli military response. Hamas's silence in the face of Trump's ultimatum speaks volumes about the gravity of its calculations. The group's decision to postpone a planned hostage-prisoner exchange, citing Israeli ceasefire violations, suggests an attempt to buy time and gauge international reaction. Hamas has consistently demanded an end to the Israeli blockade of Gaza, a demand unlikely to be met under duress. The group's leaders must now weigh the humanitarian cost of continued conflict against the potential political gains of holding firm. The international community has reacted to Trump's ultimatum with a mixture of alarm and apprehension. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has called for calm and urged all parties to respect the ceasefire. Arab leaders, already wary of Trump's proposal to develop Gaza as real estate, a plan widely condemned as tantamount to ethnic cleansing, have expressed deep concern about the potential for a wider conflict. The European Union has echoed these sentiments, urging restraint and dialogue. The United States, under President Kamala Harris, finds itself in the unenviable position of navigating the fallout from its predecessor's pronouncements. The Biden administration's efforts to revive the Iran nuclear deal and reassert American leadership in the region have been dealt a blow by Trump's intervention. The international consensus is clear. Trump's ultimatum has raised tensions to a fever pitch, jeopardizing the fragile peace and putting countless lives at risk. The coming days will be crucial as the world watches and waits to see how this dangerous game of brinkmanship plays out. As the clock ticks down to Trump's deadline, the possible outcomes remain shrouded in uncertainty. Hamas could opt for a last-minute concession, releasing the hostages in exchange for guarantees of safe passage or a loosening of the Israeli blockade. Such a move, while potentially de-escalating the immediate crisis, would likely be met with accusations of appeasement and embolden hardliners on both sides. Alternatively, Hamas could choose defiance, gambling that Trump's threat is hollow or that international pressure will restrain Israel's hand. This course of action carries enormous risks, potentially leading to a devastating Israeli military campaign and further suffering for the Palestinian people. The potential for miscalculation, for one side to misjudge the other's intentions, is high. Whatever the outcome, Trump's intervention has cast a long shadow over the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. His ultimatum, delivered with characteristic disregard for diplomatic norms, risks undermining years of painstaking peace efforts and pushing the region closer to the brink. The world can only hope that cooler heads prevail and that a path to dialogue and de-escalation can be found.